Hey everybody, welcome back. We're still talking about cruising. I could talk about cruising all day long, let's get honest here. So today I'm talking about adults only cruising on Royal Caribbean. So if you've seen any of the previous videos, you will know that we pretty much primarily sail Royal Caribbean. That is the only line that we really sail. And Royal Caribbean is known as a family line, but we don't have kids. So how do we do it? Just keep watching. So like I said, Royal Caribbean is really truly a family-oriented cruise line. They, cater to families, they cater to kids of all ages, adults, family activities, kids activities, adults only activities, whole nine yards. So how is it that Greg and I, not having children, we're not going to have children, how is it that we enjoy our adults only trip while on a Royal Caribbean cruise? I'm answering all of that. I'm answering some questions on how you can make maybe your adults only day or adults only cruise perfect. So the first thing is, what does adults only mean for Royal Caribbean cruisers? This was a question that actually one of my clients asked me and I absolutely loved it, so I wanted to make sure I included it. Really, truly, it means just having the peace and quiet. It's not going to be like a Virgin cruise or other cruise lines that don't cater to kids. Royal Caribbean does cater to kids and families. However, they do have adults only areas as well as adults only options for entertainment and dining and stuff like that. So whenever it comes to adults only kind of cruising with Royal Caribbean, we really truly look at it in the sense of where can we relax, unwind, and enjoy ourselves. Now, with that being said, I am going to throw out there, we totally understand and respect that Royal Caribbean is, family friendly. We're not saying they shouldn't be. The biggest thing is we really truly just don't do the things that are family friendly. Plain and simple. So like the cupcake decorating class, I don't do. Or any of the activities that, on the cruise compass, they will actually put like for families. We just don't do those activities. We keep it simple. You will never see me say they should never have kids on Royal Caribbean. It's a family line. They should have kids on Royal Caribbean. They cater to that. They excel at that. But they also cater to the big kid at heart, I think. So next question is, are there adults only areas? There definitely are. The solarium is an adults only area. And then honestly, truly, a lot of like the bars and stuff like that really truly cater to adults. They have a lot of shows that on the cruise compass will say not intended for kids under the age of XYZ. And then they will also have like on comedy shows, they'll have like family friendly show and then an adult friendly show. So the real true adult only area is the solarium and the spa. But that doesn't mean that there aren't areas. So on Icon, for example, it was called the Overlook. It was behind the Aquadome. I never saw kids there. It's not adults only. It is family friendly. I mean, it is right beside a restaurant, but I never saw kids there. And I think it's just because all they had were the windows and the chase lounges to watch the water. It just didn't appeal to kids. So they have all that. They also have some restaurants have age restrictions. So like I think Chops Grill, I think it was like 13 and up. At least when we were on Odyssey, I don't know for certain about other sailings and stuff like that. And so that actually leads into the next question of, are there adult only dining options? So yes, there are. I mean, obviously you can always do room service and just eat in your room and enjoy that. But a lot of the signature restaurants we found just didn't have kids in them, only because there wasn't as wide of a variety. Some of the signature restaurants didn't even have kids menus, which I actually was surprised at. But some of the signature restaurants don't have kids menus. And then some of them they have menus that just don't cater to kids. Next one is, are there activities specifically for adults? Yes, there are. So you're going to have different shows like the Love and Marriage game show, but on the cruise compass, it'll say not intended for kids under the age of 13, 16, 18, things like that. If you have a comedy show, it's going to have family friendly show, adult only show. They also have a teen nightclub on board, which I love. It is up to 18, and then they have an 18 to 25 club. I forget what they had that one called, but then they also have a adults only. And they're not really clubs, they're the music venues and stuff like that, but they played music, but they really only cater to those age ranges. So there are activities on board that very clearly cater to adults only. There are activities on board that cater to kids only. Next one is, how do excursions work? So all of the excursions do have age restrictions. In the Caribbean, I've seen things down to ages 2. But in the Mediterranean, it really truly, I saw things that were like not intended for under the age of 10 more often. And I think that was primarily because of just the amount of walking, the distances, being in the sun. And I think they recognize like that's just hard on kids. But they do have excursions that will have age restrictions. Greg and I, a couple cruises ago, we did an ATV ride through the jungle, and that was restricted to anybody under the age of 16. Reason being is because it was a safety concern. They didn't want people driving the ATVs if they didn't have a driver's license, whole 9 yards, all of that kind of stuff. So if you're really curious about adults only Royal Caribbean, or if you have families and kids and you want to make sure everyone can do it, make sure you're checking out the age restrictions on the shore excursions. Next one is the spa adults only? So yes and no. The spa menu has options that cater to kids. Like they have a teen facial, they have teen manicures and pedicures, things like that. So that is an option. However, if you want to go into like the sauna, or if you want to do like the thermal suites or anything like that, those are age restricted. I can't remember if it's 13 or 16. I don't remember, but I do know that they will not sell like a thermal suite pass to somebody under that age, and you cannot take them in. Again, it's a safety reason. But like we've had spa services done before, and I've never felt like kids are running all over the place. It's like if you're getting a massage, like obviously you're in your own private room, but even in like the pedicure manicure area, just the atmosphere they create is just very calming and relaxing. So even if there would be like a teenager next to me, I wouldn't have concerns. So the next question is, with Royal Caribbean being family friendly, how can I make it adults only? My response to that would honestly be, just don't let the kids bother you. Now, I know that's like a loaded thing to say because Royal Caribbean is very kids friendly. We're totally fine with that. We really like the atmosphere Royal Caribbean creates. But I also have not had a cruise where it has been a bad experience either though. To be fair, Greg and I do tend to cruise during off times. We tend to cruise during the school year. We tend to cruise, you know, whenever kids are not out of school. So I think we just don't experience that. If you're somebody who is wanting to kind of do more big kids, adults only, I would say go during the school year. Don't go during the summertime, because that is going to be, it's like going to Disney World during the summer. Everybody and their brother is there. I mean, it's the nature of being summer. But if you are wanting kind of more chill, relaxed, quiet, adult-only kind of a vibe, stick with those areas, the solariums, the quiet areas, the specialty restaurants, things like that. So we do like to mix it up though. I mean, sometimes we just want the noise and, you know, kind of that atmosphere that families create, and it's a lot of fun, and sometimes we don't, and that's okay. So those are kind of my biggest things with adults only traveling on Royal Caribbean. Like I said, Royal is family friendly. It should always be family friendly just because some of the things that they do. But the other things would be, like, for example, on Icon, I wouldn't book my room in the family neighborhood. Like, it's just kind of a no-brainer. Never mind the fact that I don't even need that much space, but it's just if I don't want, you know, kids are actively around me, I just wouldn't book in that area. Not a big deal. So yeah, so that's what I would recommend to anybody who's looking into maybe more adult only kind of travel, things like that with Royal Caribbean. If you have any questions or anything, I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have. Leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye guys.